This is Premier League's preview and prediction for game week 1. But before we dive straight into each of these games, please, I want you to like this video, share, follow, or you subscribe depending on where you're watching me from. And one last thing, drop your opinions of each of these games, because on this channel, it is 100% unbiased opinions and reaction. Now let's dive straight into the first game of the season, which is Liverpool against Bournemouth. And start to be open to start the season in a very, very strong way. In terms of head-to-head, in the last 5 games, Liverpool have been dominant. They've beaten Bournemouth, and considering the fact that Bournemouth, they've lost key players, to the transfer window, tells you the outcome of this game. And start to also be banking on Mo Salah. Salah has been quiet lately, scoring 1 goal in preseason. He has been quiet. He has not been himself lately. The Salah we used to know has not been himself. So, to me, this is a straight win for Liverpool, probably by a 2-goal margin or a 3-goal margin. And the next game on Saturday is Aston Villa versus Newcastle. This is an early kickoff. I hate early kickoff games. It could go southways. It could go either ways. But the last time Newcastle visited Aston Villa at Villa Park, they chop them. They chop them 4 goals to 1. Aston Villa beat Newcastle 4 goals to 1. Even PSG go Villa Park. PSG chop them 3 goals to 2. Even Tottenham go Villa Park. They chop them. So going to Villa Park, it's a big deal, a very big deal. So it's going to be a very tough game for Newcastle. In the last 6 games, at Villa Park between both teams, Aston Villa has won 5. So just for you to know that this game, I would definitely give it to Aston Villa to win this game. And then don't forget, Newcastle will be without the services of Isak. Isak is on strike. Isak wants to leave the club, and so Anthony Gordon will be the makeshift striker for Newcastle. But expect both teams to score. Definitely expect both teams to score. But I would give it to Aston Villa to win this game. Now the next game is Brighton against Fulham. This is a very difficult one, to really predict. It's a big game for both teams, and both teams have been passive. They've been passive in the transfer market. They've not really signed, good players. Unlike, look at Fulham. Fulham just only signed a goalkeeper on a free transfer. That's the only signing so far for Fulham. Even Brighton, they've not really made good signings. But the last time, Brighton met Fulham, Brighton beat Fulham 2 goals to 1, ending their 9 games winless run against Fulham. And in the last 6 games, they've played, both teams to score on 4 occasions. So for this game, expect both teams to score, but it could go either way. It could be Brighton to win, it could be Fulham to win, but expect both teams to score in this game. So the next game is Sunderland against West Ham. So far, Sunderland have spent 130 million signing 11 players. That's a clear statement of intent that we are ready for the Premier League. We no one relegates. We are ready to face Premier League oppositions. But on paper, I know you will choose West Ham to win this game. West Ham to collect maximum 3 points. Don't forget, West Ham have lost one of their key players, Kudus. So for me, for this game, I would rather go for a draw in this game. I will go for a draw in this game. Definitely a draw in this game, because Sunderland, they mean business. They mean business. For this game, is a very difficult one to predict, but I will stick with a draw, for this game. And then we have Wolves against Man City. Yes, everyone can see that Man City have improved their squad. Pep now have superstars, at his disposal, but I'm not convinced that they can really compete with the big boys this season. For this game, different though. Man City will definitely beat Wolves. That's for sure. But come to think of it, with the big boys, I really don't see that seriousness, that synergy, that chemistry in this Man City team. It might take them close to 10 to 15 to 20 games before that chemistry would really show, that tempo, that rhythm would really show. But hope things wouldn't have spoiled by that time. Hope the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool wouldn't have gone far ahead of them. But for this game, definitely Man City to win. Probably with a slim margin, 2-0, 2-1, probably something like that. Man City to win this game. And then we have Tottenham versus Burnley. This is definitely a win for Tottenham. Like I said, there's a shift in mentality for these Tottenham players under Thomas Frank. There's a big shift, and if they continue like this, like the way they played against PSG for 80 minutes, where PSG could not get themselves, if they continue in that way, then Tottenham could go far this season. Like I said in one of my videos, Tottenham would make a top 10 or like their position last season. So for this game, Tottenham versus Burnley, just give it to Tottenham. Tottenham straight win for this game. And then on to another game, we have Nottingham Forest against Brentford. Forest have a chance of winning this game, because how will Brentford cope how will they cope by losing important people? Mbuemo gone, nose guard gone, even Thomas Frank gone. How will they cope? Tell me, how will they cope? So for this game, definitely not that Nottingham Forest too is that fantastic, but the loss of key players at Brentford will make me tip Nottingham Forest, to win this game. So Nottingham Forest definitely wins this game. And on to the next one, Chelsea against Crystal Palace. We don't need to think twice. We don't need to think twice. Chelsea to win this game. Definitely Crystal Palace, they are in form. But if you look at what they played against Liverpool, they really did not play. Liverpool lose guard. They lose guard. Whichever way you want to put it. Now Liverpool lose guard. They capitalized on Liverpool's error. They defended. Crystal Palace defended. Liverpool played better. But Liverpool lose guard. And the rest is history. But if you watch the way Chelsea is currently, the gap in quality of players compared to Crystal Palace is huge. Is huge. So for this game, expect heavy beating. Expect heavy scoreline. Probably 4-1. Probably 3-0 or 4-0 or 4-1 in this game. But definitely, this is a win for Chelsea. And the next big game is Manchester United versus Arsenal. This will not be an easy game for both sides. It will not be an easy game. Forget whether Arsenal has Gyökeres or United have Sesko, Mbuemo and Co. Forget all those names. Forget Gyökeres. He's not yet proven. So even Mbuemo and Co. Forget waiting them play for preseason. Now the retest begin. So for me, this is a draw. Yes, it will definitely end in a draw, and probably with both teams to score, probably 1-1 or a 2-2 draw. Depending on the rhythm and tempo of this game. But as much as United is at Old Trafford, and I've watched United play in preseason so far. Amorim have stepped up his game. So they are not like the team of last season. The urgency in United players now is on the high. So expect this game to be tough for Arsenal going to Old Trafford. Expect this game to be tough for Arsenal going to Old Trafford. In terms of rhythm, Arsenal has more rhythm than United. But no matter how United is currently, United cannot be rolled over like that. So it will be a tough game. Like I said, a draw for me. And probably both teams to score. And the last game I'll be talking about is Leeds versus Everton. All these Leeds teams, each time they come to Premier League, they just come, with their with their style. With their style. They rush players, they run, they hustle when they're playing you. But Everton is a good side. They've signed Dewsbury Hall, they've signed Jack Grealish. These are two good players that really want to make name for themselves. They really want to play. They need that playing time. And Dewsbury Hall is a wonderful attacking midfielder. And Jack Grealish is not bad himself. He really wants to make name for himself as well. So I'm tipping Everton to win this game. Definitely going for Everton to win this game. So thanks for watching. This is Football Talks. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to follow or subscribe depending on where you're watching from, and drop your opinions. Thanks for watching.